I want you to think about the five senses and how you use them in intimacy. Not sex, but intimacy. It's time to get started. This is a real one. Hello again. This is Miss Margaret, and we are going to be talking today about intimacy. Not sex, but intimacy. This is part of the Sapphire Bloom story. When I did the first episode of The Morning After, the conversation started about this book, Fascinating Womanhood by Helen Andelin. By now you already know that. So here's what. In talking about being fascinating, the question came up from one of the subscribers about what makes a woman fascinating intimately. So I sent out a clarion call to the subscribers and anyone who would listen, people on my phone. I texted people asking, I need to list tips and tricks for romance. I'm not asking about sex, I'm asking about romance. Specifically, what does it take to get you going? How do you know that it's time? What enhances the mood for you? And this is a question for men and women. What does it for you? What is it in intimacy, not in sex, that gets you right, gets you ready, and you know what's about to go down? Right? So that's the question that I'm trying to answer for you today based on the answers that other people sent to me. Some of them are mine. I will not distinguish which is which. And some are suggestions and commentaries from people that I know, as I said, or subscribers. So get your pen out and get ready. You know the five senses from primary school: hearing, sight, taste, smell, and touch. I had to do that. Didn't you like that hand thing? Anyway, I'm going through this exercise with some of you who are creatives and you like to write. And the reason is because it's the way that I did the character development for the novel. The novel being Panties on the Table. And what I did with each character was come up with personality points and characteristics about them. Some are pleasant and some are not pleasant. So I thought I'd just tap into that list, add to it some of the commentary that I mentioned I got from subscribers and from viewers like you, and come up with a list of what makes a woman fascinating intimately and what makes a man fascinating intimately, and some of the not so popular practices that keep us all from being fascinating. Starting with taste. I was watching one of the bloggers who's being sponsored by some product called Pangea. I do not know the product. I'm not criticizing the product, but I will say I am not comfortable with anything that is a vaginal insert that has a particular taste that did not come naturally. I remember when I was studying communications in college, we talked about propaganda. And one of the biggest propaganda campaigns, the most successful one, was at the time, was Massengill. And they had a commercial out asking this question: what are you doing about your feminine odor? Question mark. And it presupposed that all women have odor. Talk about a head game, right? Well, here's what. When you start using third-party intervention, let your doctor prescribe that kind of stuff. Don't just be out here willy-nilly buying stuff and sticking it in there and see if that works. It could backfire. I think we've heard some horror stories by now about unsavory practices. Skin creams are also a point of concern. Skin creams have taste. Have you ever tasted what you put on your body? If it is not pleasant, what makes you think that your partner wants to taste that? I know it might smell good, but does it taste good? So for that, I would recommend 2 products, either natural shea butter or natural cocoa butter. Especially the cocoa butter has a nice taste. On another point about taste, there are 2 kinds of sweat. There's the nervous sweat, and then there's the good stuff. If your partner tastes salty, it's probably because there's a little bit of nerve-wracking going on. Maybe your partner's under pressure to perform, or maybe you just caught them from the gym or a strenuous exercise or event. Well, then it's time to take a shower. That's all that means. Have you ever tasted your sweat and it did not taste salty at all? It's because you were happy. There are different kinds of sweat. I learned that one early on. Oops. This isn't about what I think. This is about what the viewers have said, isn't it? So finally on the list of taste is oral health. Clean your mouth, brush your teeth. You know that halitosis is a beast. And you're trying to concentrate and pay attention and somebody's breathing in your face with that hawk. It's too tough. Be aware of yourself. We've kind of gone from taste into smell, so we're just going to keep rolling with it. Under smell, I have notes about cologne and perfume. Hey, a quick question right here and now. Are you enjoying this music? Because it's on my playlist under Sunday Brunch. Look for this one called, it's a mix called Solitude. So check that out if you're enjoying the background music. And now back to our list. Fellas, please spray the cologne on your clothing and not on your skin. That has got to be one of the most bitter tasting. It just does not agree, and it just fills your whole mouth with fire. And I'm imagining men want to tell women the same thing about that doggone Bath and Body Works stuff. I'm sorry, maybe I just shouldn't call product names, but I have to make you feel it. Here's what, you go in there and you get the soap, the oil, the spray, the suds for the bathtub, and then you even convince yourself that you somehow need the liquid soap. By the time you've piled all that on, you may as well just pour it in a glass and have him take a sip. Moving on into touch. I already mentioned shea butter and cocoa butter. Now there's another kind of touch. And for that, you may want to give coconut oil a try. I've heard that it is quite the lubricant of the 21st century. I don't know why it took us so long to discover this, but we've discovered it, and now it's a runaway train. Again, what I heard, not what I know. Here I have to add a sidebar about touch. Touch can be soft, medium, hard, rough, and tumble. You want to make sure that you understand how endorphins work, and that is a tip for both men and women. Endorphins are a chemical that your brain releases based on stimulus. And it does not take away the pain, it just makes you care less about the pain. You want to really pay attention to this because it's not just about getting someone excited and seeing how much you can put on them. It is also about practical health for people like diabetics. There's a relationship between adrenaline and endorphins. In a diabetic, the body does not know the difference between a heated argument and a car accident. So the adrenaline will take off, but then the endorphins take over and things kind of level off, but not in the same way they do in a non-diabetic body. Intimately, you have to go a lot slower with a diabetic if you're trying to inspire an endomorphic reaction. Take your time. You'll get it. If you don't understand the way endorphins work, here's a basic explanation straight off of Google. Endorphins flush the brain, which helps suppress any type of pain, and adrenaline flows to the heart, which makes it pump faster, increasing your blood pressure and oxygen. That part about the adrenaline is very serious for your diabetic partner. So please take care and use safe words. That's the next thing I want to mention. Safe words are words that you and your partner agree to, and anytime that word is mentioned or shouted, as the case may be, all play comes to an abrupt halt, or at least eases off significantly. And that is so there is no shame in your game. If it's too tough for you, then you should be able to speak on that, and please do. Or maybe you have a safe word or an unsafe word saying ramp it up a notch or two. That's okay too. But you must communicate. So that's part of the hearing, is to pay attention to what your partner is saying verbally as well as non-verbally. Related to hearing, now that we're in it, is pillow talk. I don't know why women, I'm one, but I've caught myself doing it. We want to talk serious talk at the wrong time. Our minds are always on. As opposed to men, I think they think less about the outer world when they're in their space and in their time. But pillow talk really should be about your intimate lives, your good times, happy thoughts. This is no time to confront him or her, as the case may be, about money concerns, what we got to do next. Is it 3 o'clock already? Leave those unpleasantries aside. A lot of the viewers have stated that this is a major issue for them. Just as they're starting to relax into a mood and a moment, in comes the thunderbolt of reality, and it's never at the right time. And then there's the other kind of pillow talk. The kinky stuff. Whatever you do, don't play the shame game. Don't look surprised. Don't say you've never heard of that. Ooh, who would be into that? Don't even go there. Listen, consider it, give it a try. Even if it's a watered down version of the same, negotiate. You never know what you might get in return. Presentation is everything. The one time you can judge a book by its cover is when it's time for intimacy. And the one thing some men don't want to see is hair. So consider a Brazilian wax. Consider one. They come highly recommended. The other thing is, ladies, men want the whole package. They don't want a part of a dream, a third of a dream. Men want to see you complete intimately. That is the message from the other side. Do not wear fancy lingerie and then walk around in bare feet. Wear a decent shoe. I mean, work it out. Look like what you came for. If you came for business, look like business. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So fellas, that nose and ear hair must go. Ladies, you too. You know we... How many times have you been told that foreplay starts at the dinner table? Well, it's true. It does. You can't just drop it like it's hot and expect your partner to catch it. Hot potato, hot potato. I mean, give him, give her a chance. Warm up time. Remember we talked about endorphins a minute ago? It's all about how you cook your sauce. That's all for today. I'm going to stop there because we have other business to discuss on this channel. But I wanted to talk to the listeners from the morning show, the Tuesday at 6 a.m. program, which is the morning after, and just have a little bit of fun with this subject matter. I'm about to pick up the novel writing and editing again, so under writer's block, you may see this video appear there as well, but you're also going to start seeing videos uploaded about the writing process, particularly in writing my novel, but also some universal truths in the world of fiction writing. So I'll see you then. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.